What's going on, guys? It's Danny from Slow Restoration, and today we're working on my beautiful 2005 3/4 ton Yukon XL Quadra Steer. And this is a beautiful truck, no rust at all ever, but the worst thing about it is by far the driver's seat cushion. As you can see, it's got some wear, pretty good wear, and it's got a rip starting. Very common in these older GMs, but they do make very nice leather. This is actually real leather replacement seat covers that are ready to go on. If we look at the bottom of it here, it's got some Velcro strips here that'll come into play here in a little bit. Right here where it's kind of bolstered down, here is where that Velcro is, kind of pulls that cover down and gives it that look. Right now you can see it's kind of flat, but once you attach that, it pulls it down. The cover itself is actually held on by these little clips, and then there's one all the way around the front perimeter. And the seat frame, set that over there. The seat frame is actually it's got a track and it accepts that plastic clip, so you don't really need any special tools to do this job. It's a little bit difficult to get this seat bottom out because there is a lot going on here as far as power. As you can see, we have power pretty much any which way you want, and it is heated also, so we'll have to deal with that. The very first step is, as you can see, I have the seat back laid back. We have the seat toggled all the way up, just gives us more room to look or work under, and it's moved back all the way, gives us access to the front here. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this cover plate off. We'll be able to get into the side of it to do our work, but also if we go under, let me see if you can see. Yep, we got a couple electrical plugs we have to disconnect, but we also have a 13mm nut here and one here. We'll go ahead and get those zipped out. We'll allow this whole seat bottom to kind of pull up. Let me go ahead and get that pulled off. We got our ratchet here. Let me get these two bolts out and I'll show you how that moves. And with these two nuts taken off, now we can grab our seat, and as you can see, the whole thing actually moves there. Gives us more access to disconnect our electrical. With that cover plate loosened up, it slides out enough to where, again, we can get our electrical disconnected. All right, so once we have the front, as you can see, it lifts up and then the whole seat kind of slides forward. I already slid this one forward, and then you can actually pick the back end up. If we peek in here, these little plastic clips here are what locks the back in, so they just slip back into the frame, and that's what locks it, and then the two bolts hold the front. Now technically you don't really have to go any further than that. You can reach around. Now we have room all the way around this seat frame. We can leave it plugged in and leave it in place, remove that cover. If you want to, you can unplug. There's a bunch of harnesses that plug in, probably 4 or 5 different harnesses in different directions. They can be kind of a pain to unplug. I'm going to give it a shot of removing this cover in place. Removing it usually isn't the hard part. Getting it stretched and back on there and clipped in place is usually the struggle, but we're going to give it an attempt. And again, because this is in place, some of them are kind of hidden, but you can use your new cover as kind of a template of where all these clips are, but they come off fairly easy. You just kind of pull down. As you can see, that one pops right off, and now we're loose on this section. This front one, we can start right at the edge here, and we'll just kind of, you can see that's pulling down, popping off. It's actually scary how easy these come apart. Once you get that front off, we can actually curl this and then start rolling the cover up. I'll probably need 2 hands here. This cover is really starting to deteriorate too. The foam's just coming apart, as you can see there. But I'm gonna keep working on this. Once I get it off, I'll show you the bottom side of this cover. Just show you a little bit of this. Once we kind of prop that up a little bit, start unclipping all these clips, 2 on this side, 1 across the back, and a couple on this side. Now we can actually just take and turn this cover kind of inside out and just start rolling it up off the cushion. Now again, this does have heated seat, so you want to be very careful not to grab these wires and rip them, and you want the heating pad to actually stay on the cushion. So we're just gonna kind of, like I said, turn this thing inside out and just start rolling it back. Here's the Velcro I was talking to you about earlier, and it obviously just unvelcros. We're just going to keep rolling this thing back. I think we might have one more clip on that side. That's why it's being a little bit stubborn. And once you get so far, it just simply pulls off the front. So we'll bring this out here, lay it down, kind of straighten it back out. Obviously it's upside down at this point. You can see where that foam is just deteriorating on this side. That's where you get in and out. It's where all the wear occurs. So we'll take our new cover and just match it up, make sure all that looks correct. But that's kind of the majority of the work. Like I said, getting the cover back on, because it is new and a little bit stiff, you really got to kind of pull and twist. Make sure you get it laid on there and in the proper location before you start Velcroing it. I'll go over that in a second, but just a couple of tips to keep in mind. If you just kind of plop this down, start Velcroing, it's probably not going to be positioned right. It might even be crooked on there. So definitely take your time and just start rolling that thing back down. I like to take and kind of hook them on the front and with them rolled inside out, and then just start rolling back and getting all that to lay in place. Again, here is the heating element. This heat did work. The heated seat did work, so we don't have to repair this. If your heated seats didn't work, you can buy these replacement grids. You can actually see all the little wires in there, create your heating pad. Very easy to replace. Also have a harness here. And if your foam is messed up too, sometimes people let these go too far and it destroys the foam. You can also buy that. All right, going back together here, I have it kind of laid out like that. We're going to kind of plop it down here and hook this front. I'll definitely need two hands free to do this, but we're going to kind of hook the front, and I'll just roll, like I said, roll this back up, get that hooked, and then we'll make sure that all that's nice and square. Obviously, once this is Velcroed, if you did have it slightly off, you can pull that back up and adjust if needed, but we'll just kind of roll that back. Once we have it loosely thrown on there, as our strip down here is rolled the opposite way, that's fine. We just want to kind of get it front to back. We can use our rolled up section here to grab that and pull that back. We want it left and right as close as we can, and then we're actually going to take this and curl it around just about like that. And then we'll get this ready to start hooking this front in the center and working our way left and right and moving back on the cover, pulling that and stretching it as needed. And once you get it that far, we are clipped around. Obviously it's still a little wrinkled because we're not completely done here. We haven't locked in any of our Velcro. We're still loose here, as you can see. And now we're going to actually take this back section, curl it back around, and really have to pull and stretch that to get this hooked in the back of the seat right back here. And then we can finish our sides up, and then we'll go ahead and lock our Velcro in. Once our back is hooked, again, you really have to stretch and pull that, but once it's hooked, let me see if I can pull that seat up. You can see right there where it hooks on, and then you can pull these side pieces. There's two clips on this side, two on this side, and it's really starting to look better. Doesn't look perfect, it's obviously too flat. On this side you can see I'm going to start here and just kind of start working my way back and pushing that Velcro down in there and start locking that into place. So you can see it really starts giving that seat some shape. So we're going to work across here, work across here, and then work here. I would recommend doing the sides first and then sealing that center down into place. And once you kind of get that done, as you can see, it looks a lot better now. There's actually some shape to the seat. We'll continue to work that and get that to lay back. You can even heat this slightly this one laid in pretty nice. We're going to go ahead and get this actually hooked back in. So pretty much what we're going to do is peek underneath and make sure all of our harnesses is where they need to be so they don't get pinched. If you look at the frame here, see that keyway shaped piece? That's where these little clips on the bottom of the seat, if I can find that right here, is going to go into that and then slide back on both sides to lock that seat in. Then we'll align our front two studs in, go ahead and reinstall the two 13 millimeter nuts we took off. And then on this particular one, did not have the pre-cut section here, so we will have to trim that to get our wiring through for that trim plate. Once you have that latched in, you really have to kind of pick up the front here and bear down on the back here once you get those pins started to slip that back. Line up your stud holes here and go ahead and reinstall those 13 millimeter nuts and get them snugged up. If you did remove any of your wiring, go ahead and make sure it's clipped back. This came unclipped here, so we'll rehook that in, make sure everything's plugged up. And for cutting that, we're obviously going to use our old cover here as a template. We don't want to overcut. Cut in the right spot. You can push in, you can actually see the outline of that starting to pop right out, so we know where the hole is. I'm going to stay away from the edges quite a bit. As you can see from this, the cover plate covers a good bit, but we want to make sure there's enough material there. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a brand new fresh razor blade here. Again, figure out where we are. You can kind of even feel the wiring so you don't cut it. Nice easy slice right there, kind of sort in the middle, a little bit more towards the bottom, and then we can start laying this open, cutting the corners and just shaping this. It just needs to be an access hole for your wiring to poke through and this mechanism to actually fit inside. So you might have to do a little trimming, test fitting, trimming, test fitting to make that work, but just make sure you don't cut too much because you want all that covered. Once I have that roughed in, I left enough so I can actually curl that on the bottom, and once that cover plate's on, that'll lock that in, keep this bottom edge from falling off. We can keep that pushed up, wrap that around. Obviously our wiring's through. Our top, I can make that work as is, but I think I'm gonna trim a little bit more out just so it's not so hard. I've seen these not be trimmed out enough, and it really makes this cover panel pop out, and you can end up cracking and warping this cover, so we don't want that. I'm going to trim a little bit more off, and then I think we'll be good. And that's about it. That's how it's going to look. I'm happy with that. All that pushes in nice. We can see right where our screw holes are going to be, so we have access for that. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Now, this is a tight fit to get in there, even with that piece I trimmed out, but that's what you want. You want it to fit nice and snug, and we're going to start these screws nice and slow so we don't cross thread them or get them in the wrong spot. As you can see, we still have some movement here, so again, we'll start these 4 and then I'll hit that last. We got these 4 started. Do have to move that around, and just like I said, don't drive these home in one shot because you will crack or warp this. So we have these 4. We're looking really good. This last one again goes through the cover, so it's going to be squishy here, and we'll just kind of, at this point it should be very, very close to being lined up. So we'll just try and take our screw gun here, let it bite through the cover, and then thread itself right in. Yeah, feels like it went right in. Again, lightly tighten that up. You don't want to warp this, crack that, but that makes that look way better on the side. And what a difference. We'll go ahead and do a final wipe down, clean up, and we'll scrub this back up, and that's a repair. And that's the finished product. It looks beautiful. Actually, the color match is very, very good too. We got that back cleaned up pretty good. It could use a couple more scrubbings here, but looking good. Big difference between that to that. Should have did this a long time ago, but it's done now. And with that being said, guys, this is also for sale. I know I just listed the Turbo GMC for sale, but this one is also for sale. Beautiful truck, no rust ever, super clean. Tons of videos on this thing, me driving it and stuff like that. But the quadra steer works just as it should. But the new truck is very closer than most of you realize, because it might already be here. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.